Let's talk about it. Let's
Okay.
make some funny shit.
Okay, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. It's the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast coming to you live on Double C TV, featuring Darren
Oh god, we're doomed.
and Double C. Wrestling gets you laid. Gotcha. As they take on 5 hours of WWE programming.
I'm pretty sure he fudged it just while he was doing the Hurricane Run. Like, oh god, I don't know how to do this correctly.
Alright, 6 o'clock in the Pacific Northwest, 9 o'clock wherever you are.
It's about 9 o'clock here. Sorry, I'm lazy. I was playing with my bag today. My bag of dice.
Ooh. That's always entertaining. No, I'm serious. One time I got a one of those Crown Royale bags from the bar that I go to,
Yeah,
just like
those are
here.
nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't have anything that good. I just have a silk dice bag,
Ooh.
which is nice.
Ooh.
It's coming apart though. That's my sad thing.
Oh.
Wait, why are we talking about dice bags? Shouldn't this be a wrestling podcast?
Yes, exactly. This is a wrestling podcast, like what the intro said. We talk about wrestling.
Let's talk about stupid dice. We gotta talk about men sweaty beating up each other.
Yeah, we got
Homoerotic joke right there.
SmackDown and a Raw. Yes. SmackDown from the 24th of May and Raw from the 27th of May.
Alright, let's get this shit over with.
Okay, SmackDown. Let's start with SmackDown because, hey...
That's how
so.
we always do it.
Yes. Okay, so the show starts out with Miz TV, and I let out a big groan.
Why is that?
Because I hate Miz TV. I hate SmackDown shows that open up with Miz TV.
So far, not going well for you.
Yeah, Mr. Most must-see WWE superstar. I don't want to see on my TV. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Miz. You're just not Jericho.
So, and his special guest is Fandango.
Is Mr. Weenie, as we call him.
Right.
Here.
And the Miz calls Fandango a bag of Skittles. And the crowd starts chanting, "Bag of Skittles."
Skittles! Oh, that's so funny.
Yes.
Wait, why is he a bag of Skittles? That makes no sense.
Because his pants are like one of those... It's very colorful. Yes.
Yeah, you could have gone with an easier one than just Skittles. You could have gone with like a so-called artiste's disaster or some shit like that.
I know.
Skittles?
I mean, that's what I called Kofi Kingston 2 years ago.
Now that's what most people call Rey Mysterio costumes.
And that. Anyway.
Which I don't mind because it kind of fits into what his personality. He's supposed to be the king of mystery. So what color is he wearing tonight? Or, if we're doing a WrestleMania thing, what outfit is he wearing?
Oh yeah. What is he
could
wearing?
come in as the Flash or the Joker.
Who are you wearing? Oh, anyway.
I'm waiting for him to come in as Superman. Though he did come in as Captain America once. That's pretty awesome.
So
I do have to admit his Flash gear was probably the best.
Okay. So, they argue for like a minute or so, and then Wade Barrett shows up,
Well, Bart shows up,
and he's all pissed off
naturally.
because he doesn't like Fandango at all.
You know, that kind of happens to you when the guy decides to dance on you and not help you out, and you get the shit kicked out of you by 2 other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of get his anger.
Right. And so, however, Miz wasn't Barrett decide to fight instead, and Fandango is just going like, okay, I'm going to go over here now. And
So this quickly turned in from like Miz to Fandango to Miz and Barrett.
Yeah, because apparently The Miz has his return match for the IC title, which is what we're going to get into.
Yay.
The Miz versus Wade Barrett for the IC title. in a match where Fandango decides to dance outside. However, later on, he interferes, and Barrett hits the bull hammer on Fandango.
So he elbows him in the face.
Yeah.
Alright.
And, well, Wade Barrett retains because of interference. Yeah.
Hooray.
Yay.
Because that's how we like to see,
There's a lot of that going on.
That's how we like to see our championships kept.
Spoilers.
Because, nothing's more interesting than disqualification.
So, okay. Then we go to Team Hell No backstage, where Daniel Bryan is saying that he's the weak link, and he's trying to psych himself out of it, even though that his efforts are digging himself deeper.
Yeah, that seems to be the big thing for Daniel Bryan right now, is that he has an Oedipus. Bit of an issue.
Yeah.
He has some issues.
Right. So, yeah. Then that brings us to the second match of the night, Jack Swagger versus Daniel Bryan.
Hooray!
And Daniel Bryan is on fire once again.
He's been on fire this entire week.
I know, it's like he's back to his old American Dragon persona, almost.
Almost, but he's kicking ass all over the ring.
Yes. And so Swagger taps out to the no lock. However, Daniel Bryan does not let go. And after the refs pull him off, he gets back onto the hold again. I dub this the Rabid Goat.
So pretty much what you're saying is that you think that pretty much what Daniel Bryan's going to become is he's become the extroverted heel that's going to be attacking like nobody's business.
Right.
He's literally just going to become a madman. He's becoming, with a beard like that, he's becoming the A-bomber. There's no other way to say it.
In wrestling terms, I would say that he's quickly becoming Chris Benoit.
I hope not.
Not in that fashion. I mean, in the good technical wrestler.
In the other fashion, not in like the real life Chris Benoit.
Yeah, the kayfabe one.
Okay, let's go with. Yeah, I think that might be a better idea.
Chris Kayfabe-Bois.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit better.
Oh. Rabid Goat. I like it.
I like it as well. That shows how awesome Daniel Bryan is.
And now, to my favorite segment of the night. Damian Sandow is in the ring. He's wearing a suit, which is odd, because he normally doesn't wear a suit. He has a very nice table and a knot. This is the, Gordon's knot? Gordon's knot, yeah. He gets on the microphone and he goes that he didn't like the Sheamus and Mark Henry feud altogether, because it's all about feats of strength. He doesn't like that, and the fact that Sheamus is a moron. That's his words.
I can't disagree with him on that one.
And
but he also forgot
sore loser.
asshole.
Asshole, sore loser, yeah, all that stuff. So he brings out... Yeah.
I find that hilarious. Don't be a bully. Steal somebody's car.
Yeah.
So, if you get that.
So he has the knot. The legendary knot. That nobody can unravel. And he has Matt Striker there. Max Striker attempts the knot. Sandow pulls it away after like 30 seconds. And then... Sheamus comes out, and he goes, "Alright, fella, I can do this. I've played my Rubik's Cube. I have broken a few of them." That's actually what he said.
Really?
Yeah.
My God. So, yeah, we keep on going with that sore loser demographic. This is supposed to be the good guy.
Yep. And so he pulls on the knot for like a minute. Almost gets the strand, and then Sandow pulls it away. He's like, nope, you are an idiot. This is the solution. He takes out bolt cutters and cuts the rope, which is actually the solution in the myth.
Yeah, isn't this like an something that Alexander the Great was caught up with, and he literally just brought a sword along with him and just cut the damn thing in half?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it went. And so Sheamus, acting like the fool, decides to who'da thunk it.
Beat up him.
Yeah. However, Sandow ducks out of the way, laughs at Sheamus because he totally called it. Totally. However, Sheamus picks up Matt Striker and throws him over the top rope, hitting Sandow.
And here I thought that was Santino Marella's job, to be thrown like a human torpedo.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this segment because I think it's like the beginning of something bigger. An actual Sandow-Sheamus match that involves feats of knowledge and cleverness.
No, I think it's pretty much going to lead up to the fact that it's going to be Sheamus versus Sandow at Payback. And they're going to work the angle that Sandow is going to be more clever. He's going to be using a lot of tactics. While Sheamus is going to be pretty much both just brute strengthening the whole thing through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. But I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, yeah, probably enjoy it, but what does this say about our morals here? Kids, don't be intellectual. Just brute force your way through everything. That's how you get things done.
Yeah, be like Sheamus.
Where you beat up people. I wasn't going to say throw coffee on them. That's Randy Orton. Steal other people's cars. Be a sore loser. As well as just being a bully overall. Mm-hmm. But hey, don't be a bully.
Be a star. Okay. So, next up we have a match. It's Chris Jericho versus The Big Show.
Hooray.
In a match where Big Show slaps Jericho around, however, Jericho uses his quick wits and does a code breaker on the barricade and sends Big Show flying over the side into the Timekeeper's area, giving Jericho a count-out victory.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yep. And Big Show is just dumbfounded after the fact that he got counted out and kind of just tail between his legs and walks out. It looked like he was upset. I feel bad.
Yeah, you probably will, because it looks like I have a feeling that show's probably going to take a break after a while.
Mm-hmm. Next, we have an update on the state of Triple H. It appears that he has been suffering post-concussion symptoms. Their words.
Really? Having a guy hit you in the head with a sledgehammer and you're just suffering a concussion.
Yes, more on that later. Okay, next up, we have the Curtis Axel match versus Sin Cara. Now, this is pretty much Curtis's reveal of what I think is going to be his finisher.
I haven't seen this yet, so I'm not...
He wins with what I call a swinging head slam thing.
What, like a swinging neck breaker?
Sort of. He kind of wraps his hand around and kind of uses his own momentum to swing around. You know, like... like if you run up to a pole and put your hand out and then use that force to go around. It's kind of like that.
It just sounds like a swinging neck breaker to me. It doesn't sound that devastating.
Yeah, it's sort of, but it's one-handed and I don't know, it probably won't last.
Probably not. That's my big problem, is like, there's not a lot of good finishers out there yet. I mean, like, you got a few good ones.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, like, GTSs out there.
Or Dean DTs.
Yeah, I will give that to Dean Ambrose. He has an awesome finisher.
Speaking of Dean Ambrose, it's match number 5, Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose for the U.S. title.
Let me guess. Does he lose?
No.
Does Kofi lose?
Oh, this is what happens. Okay, so Ambrose goes it for alone for a while. However, there's a Shield run-in. However, there's more howevers.
However, I feel like this is a Phoenix Wright game, where we're just yelling out ejection every time.
Randy Orton comes out and tries to help Kofi Kingston. And then Sheamus does the same. And then everyone's fighting. Then Teddy Long goes, "Hold on there, playa. I know we got this thing flip-flopped from the beginning, because normally I do this at the start of the show, but we're going to make this a 6-man tag team match."
Oh, they're throwing the knot round. They usually do this at the beginning of the show.
I know.
Not during the middle.
However,
So there you go. We're being creative. Doing the same shit, just at a different time.
Yeah. So, I wrote down here, this was actually, the crowd was very hot for this, by the way.
I think I've seen this before.
Yeah. I write down, despite Sheamus and Orton going Super Saiyan.
Well, you can't tell with Sheamus. His hair's usually spiked to begin with.
Yeah. Ambrose pins Kofi with the DDT. However, bodies fly everywhere, like usual. And Kofi Kingston was all like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat him this time!" And he goes for it, and then he misses and stuff.
Also, I gotta bet, I don't know if it was just the match last night, but I never got a full understanding of what the hell Dean Ambrose is supposed to be about. Because all he did in that match was punch and kick a lot.
Well,
now, I could be different on this. Maybe they showed a little bit more of his talent on SmackDown. But I didn't see anything important there. I mean, I saw Reigns and Rollins' usage of what they do, which is pretty much Rollins is an air guy. He's an aerialist.
Mm-hmm.
And Reigns is our powerhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Ambrose is our technique guy.
Yeah, sort of. It's just that his style is so different that it takes a while to actually see it.
I don't see it. I honestly don't. They say it's a chaotic style. I say he just looks like he doesn't have a style. He just is in there.
Well, before we get to Raw, let's have an indie spot!
Yay, indie spot! What is happening over there in the Northwest?
In the Portland Wrestling Uncut, we have a title match for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. Finally, the champion, Big Ugly, who is now recovered from a concussion, faces the man they call Exile, who has a heel manager, however, he is a baby face. So this was a this is a face versus face matchup. However, one of the faces has a heel manager because of contracts. It makes sense, actually.
I guess?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I think I divided by 0 in my head.
Basically, the guy who had the heel manager used to be a heel, turned face while still having the heel manager.
Okay. So, pretty much what they're going to do with CM Punk, I'm guessing.
Maybe. So, in a fairly good match for, indies, we have a new Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion in Exile because the heel manager, the Grappler, seriously, that is his name. He's had that name for like 30 years.
That's a very standard name, so I can see why it's...
He faked a leg injury at a bar fight, he said. So he had a big boot, cast sort of thing on. But underneath, he had his old wrestling boot, which was loaded up because it's a loaded boot. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Heel finish, however, new face champion. Gotcha. Hey.
Yeah, that sounds weird. Let's move on to Raw.
Okay, Raw time. Okay, so apparently Monday Night Raw, once again, is spending Memorial Day in Canada.
And it's Natalia's birthday.
Yeah.
We'll get on to this a little bit later.
I think they did this last year too, with last Memorial Day. It's like, wow. Okay.
What, let's talk about it later. First up, let's go to what happens first. What does happen first?
John Cena comes out because
okay, can we go back to the Portland wrestling?
We could go back to that because all the scabs and, invaders decided that they don't have contracts anymore, and now they're fighting for contracts.
Okay, going back to Raw.
So apparently John Cena thinks that there was a 10 count to finish his championship match, which there wasn't.
Well, you could argue he was unconscious.
Right.
Being thrown through lights, that sort of happens.
I don't know. I would assume that in that week he would review the tape. Because,
you would think.
Hey, I got knocked out. I don't remember what happened. I better go see what happened.
You would think, but probably not. They're too busy doing PR shit.
So he turns the championship match at Payback upside down because he's John Cena. And he calls the shots.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, pretty much what he did was he upped the ante.
That's what they said.
That's why I think. That's what I'm saying he did, and I think that's a fine idea, because, you're getting your ambulance match.
Yeah. In addition to that, there's going to be a lumberjack match and a tables match in a 3 stages of hell.
3 stages of hell, which actually does sound kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty cool. And then Ryback. Yeah, go ahead.
And from what I heard, from what they say on the television, because honestly I don't know off the top of my head, apparently they've only done this like 3 times.
Yeah. They did, let's see. They did it with Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, that makes sense.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And I can't remember the third one, but they said Triple H was involved with it.
So all 3 matches involved Triple H.
Right.
So since he's not involved, since he isn't, well, he's quote-unquote retiring or whatever he's doing, we're going to have John Cena take over that role.
Yeah, apparently. Which I'm not, you know what, I'm okay with. That's fine.
I'm fine with that, because this is going to be a gimmicky match to begin with. But hell, for like a big title shot like this, let's make this as flamboyant and eccentric as possible.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will be the end match.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because, I'd like the WWE Championship to be the thing that most people are going to be interested in.
Mm-hmm. So, the Ryback shows up. And he says that, yes, you're going to hell. And compares himself to Satan.
Which I always found interesting. Because I've heard this before through wrestlers. They've done this before, like if they're doing a monster gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
They'll usually compare themselves to like the devil or some short thing, so this is nothing new.
Right.
Hell, CM Punk is probably the most original by comparing himself to God.
Yeah.
Which is... Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have considered themselves God. There's only one other person I think I've heard I'm a god from. Ric Flair.
JBL considered himself a wrestling god.
For
a while. And he was right. At that time, he was.
Maybe a wrestling guy, but, just to say God. God in general. I haven't heard a lot of people say that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so right afterwards, Paul Heyman interrupts and brings out Curtis Axel, and they challenge John Cena to a match because he's on a big winning streak, defeating Triple H. Just like that one guy. What was his name? Shelton Benjamin? Remember him?
Yeah, actually, he's on Ring of Honor right now, and he's doing 10 times better work without Paul Heyman. Or what ECW used to be like.
Oh,
Reminding us once again why many people may say Paul Heyman is a great contributor and manager. He can't run a fucking company.
I was more...
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. That's always my fault on that. It's like, Paul Heyman may be a great manager and a great voice. He doesn't know shit about company work.
I was more referring to the fact that Shelton Benjamin's Raw debut was pretty much he beat Triple H, he pinned him, and then he beat him the next week. Again.
But you didn't have this thing where they're doing like this faux good guy, like I'm super awesome, but I never actually won a match.
Right. It wasn't like that. However, it's shades of it.
It's shades of it, but I'm sorry, that's just... It doesn't make your guy look tough, it makes him look like a weenie. Oh. And I know, that's supposed to be what the heel thing is. But you could do so much better with like a heel. Like dirty tricks. Why doesn't anybody do dirty tricks anymore? Why doesn't Big E poked Alberto Del Rio in the eye. He gave a thumb to the eye. That's a good dirty trick that a heel would do.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't anybody do that anymore?
Speaking of those two, they have a match. This is their rubber match. Because they're 1-1 because of main event. Stuff happened. And
here's the weird thing. You're totally right on Big E's size. Like, how the hell does that guy stand up? He has tiny feet. He has feet as big as mine, and I only have a 9 foot. My size of foot is 9, so it's not a big foot.
Yeah. The guy doesn't make sense.
So, he's literally like a top-heavy guy. This guy should be a gravity nightmare. And his legs are probably going to give in before sooner or later.
Yeah.
I'm predicting his knees will buckle in before his back does.
No. Alberto Del Rio and Big E Langston have a match. A match where Big E once again powers through everything.
He looks tough. It actually is a good match. I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. AJ gets involved and takes off the turnbuckle pad. And Alberto Del Rio uses the turnbuckle, the exposed turnbuckle in front of the ref and picks up the 3 count.
Shouldn't he be disqualified for that?
Should. But hey, he's not the one who took it off.
It also says something about the ref being somewhat of an idiot. Why doesn't he just quickly place that back there, like grab some tape, or at least halt the match and say, hold on, let me get some tape and fix this?
Yeah, However, okay, so since Big E lost the match, he's upset, obviously, and AJ's upset. Big E's upset.
And he's upset at AJ when he realized, Did you mess around with it? That's how I lost!
And he walks out.
Do I sense strife in this group? Pretty much what it would happen if Dolph Ziggler was here. Guess what's gonna happen? Big E's gonna go for that World Heavy, and it's gonna be a Dolph Ziggler versus Big E match.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine to see.
Yeah. It's alright. We go backstage with Team Hell No, Kane and Daniel Bryan. Kane's giving, a pep talk to Daniel Bryan. He's having none of it because he's rabid.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of the shadows comes Bret the Hitman Hart, and he gives the exact same speech. And Bryan is all,
I just love the googly-eyed face he gave. It was like the face that Linkar gave when Phaelus popped up in his review with Bennett the Sage in Sovereign of the Damned. That was just the hilarious. That was Bret Hart, schoolgirl, heavy crushed, nerdy idolizing, whatever you want to call it, sort of gawk at him.
Yeah, you can add stars to the picture, and it. Yeah, could have done that.
Oh god, now I'm having this
it's the
montage of
thing.
him and Bret the Hitman Hart skipping down the lanes of lilies, and Daniel's thought bubbles.
Oh wow! So.
Try to get that out of your head tonight, ladies.
So he's pumped up for his match. Next up, we go match number 2: Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston for the U.S. title again, even though that Kofi lost his match recently.
Technically, he lost his match.
Yeah.
So he should not be getting a rematch.
But hey, SmackDown doesn't count.
But somehow it does work because you could argue a disqualification, so we got to do it right proper this time. Well, what about all the other times that they had a disqualification and it counted? Flashbang!
Yeah. So, this had an extremely good amount of chain wrestling. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this seemed like the only problem I had with this is that this seemed very Kofi-centric. Kofi was the man through most of this match.
Right. There were counters and everything, and...
Yeah, that's my one big problem with this match is that Kofi took most of this match through with him.
Right.
But somehow Dean Ambrose wins in the end.
Yeah, he slammed Kofi's head into the steel steps. Kind of like face first sort of thing.
Oh yeah, pretty much knocking his blood out.
Yeah. And dragging him into the ring for his Dean DT. Yeah. For the 1, 2, 3, and he's still champion.
So now that they actually want to match cleanly, can we get over this?
No, because Team Hell No immediately rushed to the ring. And then everyone fights.
Everybody fights! Well, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Team Hell No fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dean Ambrose boots out of there, and Kofi Kingston just rolls out.
Yeah. And here we go, match number 3, right away. Team Hell No versus The Shield for the Tag Team Championship. Oh.
Once again, Daniel Bryan is on fire!
Rabid Goat.
This dude is pulling off crap that is just damn well amazing.
The German suplex that turned Seth Rollins inside out.
Oh yeah, that was freaking awesome to see. He freaking launched Seth Rollins' ass over tea kettle.
Yeah, you don't see that.
He was fucking awesome in this match.
It's like you would see that with an overhead, suplex, but not with a German.
Yeah, like we're saying, and Daniel Bryan, he's on fire. He's amazing. Recently, he's just letting go.
And then the back superplex.
Awesome. Oh yes, that was awesome.
However, him being on fire and being in the zone too much makes Kane distracted. Because it does.
Yeah,
apparently.
this is my only problem with this match. The ending sucked.
And then Seth Rollins hits his flying knee, knocking Kane out.
Or as I like to call it, the Tony Jaa maneuver. If you ever seen the Protector, he does the same damn thing.
Oh yeah, so Shield retain. And 2 good back-to-back matches.
They're good back-to-back matches. My major problem with them is the endings. And my other problem with the first one was that Kofi went way too dominant. So I never got a good understanding of what Ambrose's dealio was with his style.
Oh. Next up, we have another update with Triple H. Apparently he did not suffer a concussion.
Really? Because, when I would think that out of all the things you would get when you have a head getting slammed across with a sledgehammer, a concussion would at least be one of them.
Yes, but the test came up negative for concussion.
So that fainting out and all that stuff was just for nothing?
I think they're going with an exhaustion angle.
Yes, because that makes much more sense.
I don't know. It could. I mean, especially in that 24 hours. In that 24 hours, yes, I could see that happening. I mean, if you have a hurt jaw and you can't eat or, get enough rest or anything like that, you can't really function. And it got to a point where you got knocked out. Lightheadedness can easily be knocked out.
It just seems a little bit more... That seems a little convoluted to say.
I don't know. That's what I think.
You could have easily just said, oh, he has a concussion.
I know.
We're just taking him out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's confusing. We'll check back next week.
Overcomplication and too much stupidity.
How about this for stupidity? The Miz comes out, and he's in a dumb Raw active match where the fans can choose if he's going to be a guest commentator, a ring announcer, or a referee. Shades of Cyber Sunday.
Gee, I wonder what's going to happen.
Fourth match of the night, Wade Barrett versus Fandango with The Miz as special guest referee at 85%.
And this match... What do you say about this match?
This match is what happens on the WWE video game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where one guy doesn't like the ref, so he knocks him or shoves him around a little bit, and then the ref screws him out. What happened. However, let's see. And then The Miz kicks Fandango afterwards, who was celebrating. And then Summer Rae gets her first victory. As
she pins Fandango.
Yes. Wait.
I think Miz was just doing that just to be a dick.
Wait. So since let's see, Fandango beat
only won
Wade
once.
Barrett, so he's in line for a title, and then Summer Rae just beat Fandango, so that means she's up for the Intercontinental title as well, right? So with The Miz, I'm thinking Fatal 4-Way.
I'm thinking that people are thinking way too much into this. Somebody is going way too overcomplicated again. But then again, that would make logical sense of what you just said. And we all know that's not going to happen, right?
If Russo was booking it, that's what would happen.
Now, the reason why I do not let Russo near anything wrestling related.
So, backstage.
I will put him in his little corner. I think he's in control somewhere. Meanwhile, I'm in the back fixing all his bullshit mistakes.
We go backstage with John Cena, and Shawn Michaels is there. Because it's Bret Hart Appreciation Night.
I don't get... Why is Shawn Michaels there? Because he's with Bret Hart?
Yeah.
Because they have a good rivalry?
Yeah.
And that seems like a bit of a stretch. Though, look at the outfit that Shawn Michaels is sporting. The dude looks like an old hobo.
Yeah, I just got word on why he has a beard. Apparently, it's for his San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. And he's not going to shave it until they win the title. Or they get beat.
I was going to say, what if they don't win the title?
Then he's going to shave it off. But it's to show support for his San Antonio Spurs.
So he looks like Grizzly Adams for that reason.
Yes.
And there's worse reasons to grow a beard.
There's a YouTube video of Shawn Michaels on a San Antonio Spurs game where he super kicks, I think it was the Raptor or something. I don't know. Someone. Or was it the Bobcat? I don't know. He super kicks someone. It was kind of funny.
You know, everything would be 10 times better if Shawn Michaels just Sweet Chin musics everybody. You know, if he keeps on Sweet Chin musicking mascots, I could just watch that.
So, anyways, he goes... Shawn Michaels says, Cena, you're still hurt. Take some more time.
I don't know how he's hurt.
Because he went through the electrical board and took a week off. But apparently he's still hurt. Because he didn't go to the doctor, even though in that week he probably did.
He probably did, and got a lot of rest, like any smart person would. So he should be fine at least enough to physically get in there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like anything's overextenuated with him. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't look like he got the shit kicked out of him, like most people do. Like, when you ever... Remember the last Extreme... I remember one of the Extreme Rules where I saw CM Punk literally limping to the ring with big welts on the side of his thighs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it's because John Cena wants to take the easy way out. I'm sorry, this is what it looks like now. This
more looks like they're trying to push him over like Rocky.
But
we're not having any of it.
Yeah, he's taking the easy way out. He's taking time off because, hey, I'm John Cena.
And as the Survivor song goes, there is no easy way out. See how I did there? I did it with a Rocky movie. Booyah, I'm awesome!
Next up, match number 5. Tons of Funk with the Great Khali versus a 3-man band. This match came about because of a cake incident, because it's Natalia's birthday. And Hornswoggle got hit by the cake.
So yeah, this is literally your bathroom break.
Yeah.
I watched this match. There's nothing to it. It's a Tons of Funk, Great Khali type of match.
Yeah.
You're not missing much.
Faces win. Khali sings Happy Birthday. Sort of.
Which is kind of nice. I liked that.
Yeah. Still.
Which, I know, that's sappy of me, but I do like those small things.
Okay.
Then it goes around, but we'll get to that.
Highlight reel with Paul Heyman.
This actually I liked, because this actually kind of looked cool.
Yeah. They talk, Jericho and Heyman talk about the past and past clients. And, you know, it seemed to be like, you know, a personal conversation. Really. Mm-hmm. And then it's... He goes down the list, and he finally gets to Mr. CM Punk. And caresses Paul Heyman to getting a match with Punk at Payback in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois.
Though I do like his logic behind it. Because he does make a little bit of rational sense to this.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Punk has been gone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? How can he still call himself the best in the world when he's been so gone and out? Yeah,
and Jericho's been having very good matches lately. With Cesaro and The Big Show in particular. You know.
Which is pretty much what we did was the CM Punk versus Jericho thing when CM Punk first got the title. Except flip that around. Now Jericho's the face and CM Punk's the heel.
Right. So, at the Payback pay-per-view, is going to be CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, best of the world versus best in the world.
Or at least we think.
Right.
I'm holding my doubt. Because you never know. Also, I would call bullshit on the sheer fact that it's just been 6 weeks. Why would they? And I don't think they would bring CM Punk back just yet. I mean, a lot of people are complaining online. Don't get me wrong. I've heard the complaints. Though I do love the reaction that a lot of people had. And this was funny to my reasoning as well, because right about the same time they were talking about CM Punk actually watching Raw, CM Punk on his Twitter posted a picture of him at the baseball Giants field. Well, actually, no, it's
Dodger Stadium.
At Dodger Stadium, watching the Cubs?
I think so. I don't remember, but
I'm not 100% sure, so I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But it looks like he's watching the Cubs. And this is at the same time that he's supposed to be watching WWE.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also the whole Twitter thing where Punk said, "I hate wrestling," after a Cena mark got his ire or something. Yeah. So he might be wrestling to show that he's actually the one that you should be cheering because he's the best in the world.
Yeah, I get why they want to do that. To be quite honest. Yeah, I would be ired towards the Cena chance as well.
Yeah. And I think that particular Twitter thing was that was definitely kayfabe. That was, even though that Punk real life and kayfabe is sort of mixed together, I could probably tell that was kayfabe.
Him watching baseball or the
I hate wrestling thing.
Yeah, I think I can see that. I can see the kayfabe there. It would be more. I would find it hilarious if he was kayfabing the Dodger Stadium thing. And I was like, I'd laugh and applaud CM Punk. You are the ultimate troll, sir. I put my hand out to you.
Next up, it's the Natalya and Caitlyn match, and I took about maybe 2 minutes to figure out who Caitlyn was as they face off against the Bella Twins.
This match upset me. And it's mainly because of how it turned out.
Caitlyn spears Natalya by accident.
By accident, the Bella Twins pick up the victory. And I'm just sighing at this and thinking, wow. Way to show camaraderie and actual, care for your employees, WWE.
I don't know.
She can't even win on a birthday on her hometown.
Of course.
I'm sorry, that just seems dickish.
It's a wrestling thing. You're more likely to lose at your hometown than you are to win.
I don't know. It seems even.
Unless
you're Wade Barrett and every time you go into the ring and around England, you always win.
Yeah. I mean, unless if you're doing a house show, then sure, you're going to win. But you're almost certain to lose. Again, unless if you're Wade Barrett. You could say with William Regal, he's going to show up and he's going to lose, but that's okay.
Yeah, but he's going to look amazing while doing it as well.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing you can say about William Regal. He may not win, but he looks amazing when he loses. Not in a, horrible, amazing way, but, I mean, he still pulls off an amazing showing. Just even losing. Because he does a lot of chain wrestling stuff, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah. Oh, next up. We go backstage with Kurt Axel and Bret Hart. Bret Hart goes, "You gotta not be with Heyman because he's a bad guy. He's a slimy guy. Shouldn't do that." And then Kurt goes, "Yeah, well, he's the only one who believes in me." And Bret Hart's oh.
He's the only dude that actually listened to me. He actually gave me his boost. Where the fuck were you? Where was anybody else? Nobody cared about me when I was Mike McGillicuddy. To be quite honest, I don't care about him when he's Curtis Axel as well, but that's my personal opinion. Because honestly, I just don't see it. I'm sorry. He may be alright, but I just don't see it.
I think it's too early to tell.
I could change it around on that.
Yeah.
Because, this shit changes all the time, so he may pull out some amazing stuff. He may be as good as Daniel Bryan. Which is a feat among itself, seeing how well Daniel Bryan is going off nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have Randy Orton and Sheamus versus the Rhodes Scholars.
Which this actually was a fun match to watch.
It was fun to listen to the commentators for me.
I thought it was an interesting match. It wasn't great by any imagination, but I was entertained by it.
For me, the commentators talked about how tan Cody is and how orange he is compared to Sheamus's hair.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
And how there's too many similarities tonight as the same night that Jerry Lawler had his heart attack.
Which was a bit disturbing. Because
Canada and it was Pat Patterson
Appreciation Night.
Yeah. And the same doctors were there, and it's
just weird.
Yeah.
Though I'm thankful that Jerry didn't have another heart attack. Let's be honest, right there.
I know, but there was a time where the commentary was completely silent because they ran out of jokes or something.
I think they just didn't know what else to say. Like, yeah, we just drove ourselves in the corner again. Let's get back to watching this match.
Faces win. I didn't care too much about it.
I don't care too much about it. It was interesting to watch, but besides that, there's nothing to it.
Alright. Main event time. Curtis Axel versus John Cena. And I thought that they had a decent match. However, nobody saw it.
It was going great, but then the ending happened.
Well, it wasn't that. It was the fact that nobody in the crowd saw it because there was a fight going on in the crowd. Everybody's head was turned.
Really? I wasn't watching. I was actually watching the match.
Well, I was watching the match too. The two perfect plexes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to say that that there was some decent wrestling there. I'm not saying like Curtis Axel is a bad wrestler by imagination. I'm just not seeing anything spectacular yet.
Right. It's, he's not a main eventer yet, but one day he might be.
He might be, but really pushing him this far just seems a little out there just for like a guy that you want to give a good push to. It would have been better if it was like an IC championship or him going up against the US championship.
I mean, it's like 2003 Randy Orton. Like his
I
rookie
can see
year.
that.
It's like that, where he didn't really have a gimmick really all that much, and
he doesn't have a gimmick now.
Well, okay. I mean, he had the same personality, sort of. Anyway.
Moving on.
So, the Ryback shows up with an ambulance. Jerry Lawler freaks out because it's the same thing over again.
He's having flashbacks, which is weird.
John Cena investigates, forgetting his match ever existed.
See, that's how much he cares about you, Curtis Axel. And honestly, this shows, like, really a way to just shit all over the audience. Really just shit all over your wrestlers as well. Because, yes, I know it would have been a bad place to have Curtis Axel lose because you want to make him look good. Well, he could lose, but have a great match.
Yeah, I know. But
it's not like he hasn't lost before.
Yeah. And so John Cena investigates no Ryback. However, sudden Ryback appears.
Suddenly, a Ryback appears and does a sneak attack. It's super effective. Sorry.
Yeah, and about to make him go through another LED board where John Cena goes, "No, I'm not going to do that." And I don't know, someone goes to the ground. I forget who. I blacked out.
You blacked out because you just didn't care.
I didn't care all that much because, hey, it's a run-in. Bell rings. Curtis Axel's the winner.
And John Cena sits there like an idiot. Like an asshole with his thumb up his butt.
Yeah, and he claps after putting his thumb up his butt.
Yeah, literally, like, he's clapping because, yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you got me there. Ha ha.
No, you're an idiot, John.
I'm John Cena, and I'm like Hulk Hogan. Talent? There's no talent under me.
No, there is a little talent. It's not as bad as Hulk Hogan was. There's a little talent. It just isn't surfaced a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I give him credits. He's done a Hurricane Rana. Badly, I might add, but at least Hulk Hogan has never done a Hurricane Rana.
Actually,
at least got him
he used to.
Oh, yeah. He used to?
Very early, he used to do Hurricane Ranas.
Hmm.
I think he did it once in WCW.
I think one... maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen Hulk... All the time I ever see Hulk Hogan, it's usually just scoop slams, punches, and leg drops. So, I could be wrong about that.
Oh, yeah. So.
Well, which it kind of makes logical sense since Hulk Hogan was a part of, like, the Japanese wrestling a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So.
So what's going to be happening soon next? What do you think?
Next week, we have there's going to be a match on SmackDown. It's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton. In a black hole match where Dean Ambrose can't win because he's Randy Orton.
So pretty much disqualification again?
Yeah, I think so. Or sneak attack RKO because he's Randy Orton. Probably one of those anyway.
No, I think he's going to sneak attack RKO, but the Shield's going to come in, interrupt him, and he's going to get beat up. That's what's going to happen. Because we can't have Orton win the U.S. Championship away from Ambrose.
And then Sheamus is going to show up, and then for some reason Sandow is going to show up and beat up. Oh. This is why Sheamus can't be in more than one feud at a time.
This is why most people shouldn't be in more than one feud at a time. I think this is a simple lesson we all can learn from this.
Yeah. Because, Randy Orton, you've tried once and twice to get rid of the Shield, and it didn't work.
I think he's thinking more, since it's a one-on-one match, he should have a better chance.
Yeah, but I don't know. That Shield is pretty crafty.
Oh, they're crafty, all right. They're just the bee's knees.
Yeah, with justice. You know how many weeks I've been waiting to say that?
I'm going to hit you once we get off screen.
Off screen.
Make me pull out the My Little Pony jokes.
Okay, that was the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you next week.
See how that works?